right, all right. Greetings, greetings, positive energy all the time. Rep your city, rep your city. You know how we do. Rep your city. I'm representing Chicago, Illinois, as you know. We got San Jose, California in the building. Rep your city on a late night. Early Wednesday morning, March the 18th. We got Charlotte, North Carolina in the building. Rep your city, rep your city, rep your city. I've been busy with the political action, with my news presentation. The heat wave in Compton today, 104 degrees. Definitely the environment is a mess. We got New York in the building. We got Lake Tahoe in the building. We got the great city of New York in the state of New York, New York, New York. So yeah, I've been having to do the news. I started a news segment over here, not knowing that a war was going to kick off. The war kicked off, and I've been having to do news more than I thought I was going to have to do. I didn't know a war was going to kick off. It is what it is. So it's been taking up a lot of my time covering the war. The war has been crazy. Okay, make sure you go check out that playlist. This the news. Go. Follow the This the News playlist. It's crazy. I ain't gonna lie. So rep your city, rep your city. So here, we got the midterms going on. And some of these politicians are hitting my phone because I'm registered to vote. And so these Illinois politicians are trying to get my vote. They're hitting my phone. They're hitting my messages. We have the great city of Austin, Texas in the house, and the beautiful Nirvana. Ooh. So these people have been hitting my phone, hitting my phone, hitting my phone, hitting my phone, hitting my phone. It's the midterms. I'm doing the news. I'm talking about the war. So it's a lot going on because there's politicians that are against Trump and against his Republican crew that's going to war. And I'm assuming it's Democrats against it, but I'm not really sure how the party lines draw up. I'm not sure if it's right down the middle. I need to check that out because I'm not sure who's going along with the war and who's not. I'm assuming Republicans are and Democrats not, but I'm not sure. I will check into that. Does anybody know? Is it down party lines? Are the Republicans supporting Trump and the Democrats against Trump, or is it split? Does anybody know? I'm You know, how is it? Is it split right down the middle, or what? Tyler, is it is it Republicans for the war and Democrats against the war? Is that it? Interesting. Uh, Now, I have not been really Democrats against the war. Now, I have not really been active politically because I always felt that no one has the best interest of foundational Black Americans. I've always felt like I've always felt like no one had our best interests, and so anytime maybe a prominent Black person would run, I would try to vote, thinking maybe they'll think about us because it doesn't seem that anyone has our best interests, and it's really been disheartening because you've seen like overzealous politicians for immigrants, right? So it's like as a foundational Black American, we're always told, well, we're just all Americans. We don't have to do nothing specifically for Black Americans. If we do for Americans, it's for all Americans. All right, cool. But then immigrants come and it's like immigrants this and immigrants that. And it's like, wait a minute. I thought you don't deal with specialty groups. I thought everybody got to get in where they fit in. So I thought if immigrants came here, they're just Americans like everybody else. I mean, that's what you tell Black people. You tell foundational Black Americans that, oh, we're just all Americans. But all of a sudden, where we're not ever considered a special interest group, when we're the most special interest group, we've done the most, we've got the least pay, we work for free, we never got compensated for the beginning of the country, all that free labor that put the money in the country's pocket. You know, how phony can you be to have free labor, have slavery for hundreds of years and stack all that money where you don't have to pay no salaries and to pretend like you didn't get a jump start with slavery? Like slavery was the economical jump start for this country. You didn't have to pay no labor. Imagine if I open up some factories right now and I had 10 factories and I didn't have to pay nobody for just 200 years. You're telling me my factory wouldn't do better than the factories that had to pay? I would be able to invest all my money back in the product. And so a lot of white Americans are phony as hell. They try to pretend like that free labor is not the reason America is as great as it is. It's absolutely the reason, not to mention the bodies in the war, the Civil War, the Revolutionary War, World War One, World War II, had those black bodies out there fighting too. So now all of a sudden it's migrants this, immigrants that, and give the immigrants all our money. That's our reparations money. What are they getting paid for? For what? They had those migrants come up here from Venezuela and stuff and gave them billions of dollars. Had to be a billion, easily. Unbelievable. This country just really hates foundational Black Americans more than anybody. It must be the guilt of slavery. It's like a guilt or something weird. But now you got this. You got the midterms going on. So you got the war, and then you got the midterms, and the Democrats my whole political life has kind of flipped around. I really never considered myself a Democrat or a Republican, but I was like a Democrat by default because Chicago is a Democratic city, and all of our black politicians here that run for office are by nature Democrats. Even in Chicago, we don't many Republicans run for office even in Chicago. They run for office in the state of Illinois, but in Chicago, just about everybody that runs for office is a Democrat. You know, both Mayor Daley and his son, the Daleys, they were Democrats. So even the white politicians that run in Chicago be representing the Democratic Party. I don't think nobody even gets a chance. Uh, uh, oh, you're in Alabama. You're probably my cousin. That's why you look so familiar. I don't know. I don't know who if this is you in this picture, but I swear to God, you look like my auntie on my mother's side, like them people. You know how Alabama is. When I used to go to Alabama Dare to Search, they used to tell me, don't kiss none of these girls until you find out who she is. It might be your cousin. So almost everybody in Alabama is probably related to me. I kid you not. My father's from Alabama, my mother's from Alabama. And my father's the youngest of 13. So all his brothers and sisters, how many people is that? And then my grandfather on my mother's side got a lot of children too. I kept looking at your picture. You look familiar. You look like my auntie, my mother's sister. So I'm going through like some kind of weird political, because I've never been a Republican, but I'm starting to really. That's your mom. Yeah, she looked like my. She looked like my people on my mother's side. I tell you now. I tell you the facts. Where y'all from in Alabama? Because my mother is from like the Birmingham area and Uniontown, Alabama, and my daddy's from Decatur, that area. But everybody's all over the place. You know how that goes. You know. So I'm going through this weird political change because I don't like the Democrats. I don't know if I like the Republicans, but I know for sure I don't like the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party has taken foundational black Americans for granted. Seriously. They've been getting our vote, and I don't think we've seen nothing from them. Seriously. Foundational black Americans need to cancel the Democratic Party. Do not vote for no Democrat because for what? For what? Now, I talked to some brothers and sisters here in Chicago. We were having that discussion, and they were saying, well, the Republicans are going to do us wrong. I'm like, well, here's the Republicans going to do us wrong, and here's the Democrats ain't going to do nothing. So, I mean, do us wrong versus do nothing. Doing nothing is doing us wrong. The Democrats don't do nothing. What do they do? Nothing. I mean, Barack Obama did save the auto industry. That helped the whole country, but he didn't specifically do nothing for us. He helped the auto industry and, got the country back on their feet with that because what is America without the auto industry? So they had just ruined that. We would be flat ass broke if it wasn't for Obama as a country. I'll give him that. A lot of white Americans don't want to admit that, but white American politicians had destroyed the auto industry. Everybody was driving foreign cars. Everybody. Nobody was driving Ford, Chevy. Everybody was driving Nissans, Lexus as a foreign car and stuff like that. Toyota. the big truck companies was losing to Toyota and those foreign pickup trucks. You know, you didn't see nobody driving all these Hellcats and all that till Obama got in office. He turned it around, and it looked like they're flipping it back, ruining the auto industry again. But that's another story for another day. Clayton, Alabama. Okay, I gotta look and see where that's at, where that's close to. What is? How far is Clayton from? Is it close to Decatur or Birmingham? So I'm going through a metamorphosis politically. I just don't like the. I don't. I just don't like the Democrats. I don't know if I like the Republicans. So that's a bad position to be in, right? I don't know if I like the Republicans, but I know I absolutely hate the Democratic Party. I do not like the Democratic Party at all. I would never vote Democrat ever. I just would never. The last Democrat I voted for was Harris, and I didn't really like her. And I was voting for women. I just wanted my daughters to see a woman, but I didn't like her. I just pushed her, but I didn't like her. I didn't like her. Yeah, I didn't like her. I didn't like her. I thought she was a sellout. I didn't like her. I don't believe she was going to do nothing for us. I was just going to try to use it to motivate my daughters and granddaughters, but I didn't have any faith in her. I lost all my faith in her when I seen this picture. Oh, your mom went to school in Birmingham. Uh huh. Yep, yep. Your mom went to school where my mom went to school at. They know. I bet you they know each other. Um, I bet you my mom knew your mother. Um, when I seen this picture, look at this. This is her talking about helping minorities. Look, one black girl in the back. This is how foundational Black Americans could get treated. Look at the people that she wanted to help. This is a disgrace. Look at this. These politicians want to take all our hard work and give it to immigrants. Just look. And look how they got the black girl buried in the back. They could have put her up here and moved this tall woman next to Kamala on your left. They could have put her back there. They could have put the short sister in the front. Look, she's trying to look between them so she could be seen. It's almost like they hiding her. I mean, that's the only black person in there. And she's probably a black immigrant. She's probably a black immigrant. But yet, when it's time to run, Kamala's at all down in Atlanta and at all the black schools. You know what I'm saying? This is how they treat us. You know what I'm saying? In this country. So, So, but I don't know nothing about the Republicans. So here's the question. Who's been having the best economics for Americans? The Republicans or the Democrats? That's the question. Who has the best politics? The Democrats. That's what people been saying, but I can't tell. That's what people been saying. That's what they've been saying. The Democrats have the best politics. And so you say economically, Republicans have good ideologies, but their real life application typically seems like we get excluded. Feels like we get trickled down at best with them versus nothing with Democrats. That's what I'm saying. I don't see nothing. Uh, I don't see nothing. I don't. I don't. I don't see anything. She said neither one. Both are putting the money in their pockets. Democrats give enough to shut our mouths. Republicans just tell us we ain't giving you not anything. Wow. Interesting. That's crazy. I've been trying to figure it out, y'all. I've been trying to figure it out. I even looked it up. And when I looked it up, this is what I saw. Yeah, you watched the news report, which showed that historically the economy is better under Democrats. There's a video of POTUS making that statement long before he was elected. Yeah, that's what uh, everybody was telling me when I was debating it. So I looked it up, and it is what it says. The U.S. economy has performed much better under Democratic presidents than Republican presidents in the modern era. In almost every measure of the U.S. economy, including total job growth, unemployment, economic growth, manufacturing job growth, manufacturing investment, small business creation, and contribution to the national debt. Economic performance is stronger under Democrats. While there are many factors contributing to these trends, the through line is clear that Democrat administrations consistently help the U.S. economy perform better than Republican administrations. Republicans have prioritized tax cuts that benefit the wealthy and that fail to boost economic growth or pay for themselves, while Democrats have prioritized investing in the middle class, supporting small businesses, and improving economical resilience after downturns of the 11 recessions in the modern era, 10 have begun under Republican presidents. He says it seems like the Illinois is 215 billion in the negative. Indiana has 17 billion in their treasury. Exactly. Now, this is what I was trying to tell people. When I look at politics, right, what I've noticed is, well, let's say I win presidency right now. I'm going to be in office 4 years, right? So I began, let's say I'm a Republican. I win. So I began to build the economy, right? So as the economy starts to build in my third year, get to my fourth year, a Democrat wins because the economy was down. So when the Democrat win, they brag they got a great economy. It's been looking to me like the people that win benefit or lose based on the party before them. That's what it looks like. It looks like the Democrats inherit a great economy from the Republicans, but the Republicans inherit a bad economy. So it makes it look like the Republicans represent a bad economy. As they build it up, a Democrat wins, and by the time the Democrat gets out, the economy is back tanked. A Republican wins and gets blamed for it. That's what it looks like to me. And sometimes reverse, because we've seen Obama get in under a failing economy, build it up, and a Republican get in there and claimed it. So a lot of times the party that's claiming something ain't the one that did it. Because it takes a long time to turn the economy around. So you say Republicans mess it up and Democrats clean it up. Biden didn't clean up nothing. I didn't see Biden do anything. Biden didn't even know where he was at. There's no way he. For example, the war. Lots of money being spent in the war. When the victory happens in the war, and Trump's put his cronies over there, and America will have all that access to the oil, and all that money gonna start coming over here. A Republican gonna be president, right? And guess who's gonna take the credit for all that money? Because Trump is making an economical move. He's going trying to get oil. So now we're spending a lot of money. The economy's going down, putting money into the war. But once the war is accomplished and they change that regime and put their buddies in there, how much money is that going to be? And who's going to be in office? Who's going to be in office when the money comes in from Iraq? Which political party is going to benefit from that money that we're not going to see for about what, 4 years, 5 years? Because for a fact, that war is a huge money move. That's a serious money move. And so the Democrats are saying, hey, look how much money we spending in this war. But the Democrats know that way more money is going to come back. I mean, if I know it, how they don't know it? If you spend $1 trillion in that war and you get control of that oil, that's trillions of dollars. Now, I don't see any Democrats telling the public that this is a money move. Let me ask y'all something. So why y'all think they're going over there to get that oil? To be broke or to get more money? Why you think they want Cuba? To be broke or to get more money? And when they be successful and get the money, who's going to be in office? The Democrats are going to use the war to get in office, but then be in office to get the money from the victory of the war. They're going to look great, right? And the Republicans are going to look like they just unnecessarily got in wars. Then the Democrats going to get in there and ruin it, but you won't be able to tell. The economy starts to flop. I'm a Republican. I get in there. It tanks from the Democrats, and then everybody going to say the Republicans tanked the economy. But that fall had to happen before the Republican gets in office. As no Republican can get in office and the economy crash. For that economy to beat and crash by the time the next Republican in there, that means the Democrats started to crash. It cannot crash while you're in office. You cannot have a big economy and crash it in 4 years. That's impossible. I'm suspicious that the Republicans are being blamed for a crash that started under the Democrats but wasn't shown until the Republicans. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like to me. And this war is proof of it. This war means trillions and trillions of dollars in 5-6 years from now. Facts. That's a lot of oil to get control of. And which party will be in office when the money comes in from the war. I'm just saying, I think that's a legitimate, right? Because, I mean, this is for money. But you got to spend money to make money. So they're spending money. So they're going to get blamed for spending money on the war. But when the revenue comes from the war, they won't be in office. And guess who's going to get to take the credit for a booming economy that they didn't do? Democrats. Democrats are going to be able to use this war to win and then be there for the booty. The booty is like the treasures from war. Who's going to be there for the booty from war? Which party is going to be there from the financial benefit of the war? Because the Republicans are the ones paying for the war for benefits later. Think about it. Venezuela do have the most oil, and the Republicans took that. The Republicans took that. The Republicans will control Venezuela the most oil, will have real good ties with Saudi Arabia after going over there getting with Iran, will have all that oil on Karg Island in Iran. Iran's got more oil than been seen because they ain't have the infrastructure to get all the oil out of there. And what political party is going to benefit from taking all that oil? One party's going to pay and be looked at as warmongers and going to be looked at as spent a lot of money to take the oil. Then the other party going to get there, be quiet when the oil come in and talk about how great the economy is going. But they ain't going to be responsible for that economy. Is Trump going to be responsible for the economy in 6, 7, 8 years from now? That's going to be him that did that. But he'll be long gone out of office when his benefits come in. Am I lying? Am I lying? This ain't over a lot of money. That's what I'm trying to say. Let me look. Who believes they're spending billions of dollars and using major expensive weapons and shit for free? Who doesn't believe this is over money? All right. If this is over money, which party is going to be there when the money comes? Who's going to be there to benefit in 4 to 6 years when the money comes from this? Which party? And the Democrats are going to run based on the fact the war was no good. Then the Democrats are going to be the one there to get the riches from the war. And they ain't going to say that. They're going to swear they turned the economy around. I'm just saying. Obama turned the economy around. Trump got in there and kept it going. Biden the one crashed the damn economy. Biden is the one where all the immigrants came in and we went broke. We went broke under Biden. Biden the one paid for all these immigrants and all that. Put billions of dollars, didn't secure the border, let all them people come eat off of Americans. Not Trump. Trump didn't mess up Obama's economy at all. Biden ruined that. Biden ruined that. Biden got us like that, not Trump. That's Biden. Trump ain't been in there long enough for that. That is Biden did that. Biden brought in them people that took our jobs. Biden replaced us with immigrants. Joe Biden. Trump ain't been in there long enough to make that. And this is what I'm trying to tell them, Dare to Search, that it takes longer than what they say. And they trying to make it like, oh, he got in office and look at the results. But what I'm trying to teach y'all is those results don't happen that quick. Those results are from the last administration. If you read the numbers on Black Americans right now, that could not have happened under Trump. That happened under Biden. No, they can't. No, they can't stand the Republicans because they think the Republicans is doing what the Democrats did. But that governor that ruined California is a Democrat. The water ran out in California where they couldn't put the fire at under a Democratic mayor, a Democratic governor. All of them immigrants running around in California is Democrats destroyed California. Democrats destroyed California. Republicans don't even control California. Democrats control California. California fell under Biden. Biden destroyed California. Think about it. What, Trump ain't even been in there 2 years? He been in there 2 years yet? How the hell he did that? And how he do that in a year and a half? How he destroyed California in a year and a half? See what I'm saying? See the game they playing? They playing the game where the next party is coming in and either dealing with the destruction of the last party or the benefits of the last party. Am I lying? Like the next party come in is really dealing with the last party, and then it goes on their record. Because people think, oh, hey, because JoJo, people think, oh, Pharaoh won. So as soon as everything go bad this year, they say, oh, Pharaoh got there and everything go bad. But I can't make everything go bad in a year. So anything that's going bad when I win this year, that had to start before I got in here. Do that make sense, y'all? It's like if I win the presidency and a year later things is bad, there's no way I could do that. That downward climb had to happen before I won. That's impossible. It would take you 3 years for a country to disintegrate. Am I making any sense? If you were a president, could you destroy a country in a year? No. It would take 3 or 4 years before the country would go bad under your administration. Without the Republicans, the Somalians definitely would have kept scamming because they stole all that money under Joe Biden. Facts. Under Joe Biden, foreigners coming in and robbed this country blind. Then Trump gets in there, and now we're just going to see the backdraft of the Somalians. You're not going to see it until now. When are we going to see the damage the Somalians did? Now. Now, when all the numbers come in. Everything that Biden did, if we paying for it now, and then Trump's going to be blamed for it. Am I lying? That's going to go on Trump's record. Oh, when the Republicans got in there, this much money, and this happened, and that happened. And everything that happened under Biden. I understand that. I understand that. But I would think I would rather billionaires be in the country running it than broke Democrats, than just political hacks. And we're going to get into that part. I'm going to break all that part down. Let's give it a minute. We're going to break that down, okay? We're going to break the money. We're going to break the money down, okay? Let's talk about the money in the business. Let's take a break. Now, y'all tell me if I'm crazy. This is open discussion. So I respect everybody's input. Okay. I respect dare to search. All y'all input. I respect it. I'm just throwing stuff back. And I want you to throw stuff back. Okay. Now I'm a hustler. Now, if this is the pot and there's nothing in the pot, I can't get no money because there is no money to get. To me, the way I'm looking at it, under people like Trump and them, the billionaires put money in the pot. Now, some people say, oh, they just getting it for. No, the money's in the pot. So now as an entrepreneur, as a hustler, what you got to do? You got to go get the money out the pot. You can't expect the billionaires to put the money in the pot and give it to you. So when the billionaires put the money in the pot, what do the millionaires do? They go get the money out the pot. You can't get no money if there's not no money even in the pot. So this is why I prefer the billionaires and the millionaires to run things. Because the Democrats is like pushing broke and there's never no money in the pot. It's called a trickle down. When the money comes, it trickles down. It does not stay up there. For example, you're a billionaire. I'm not. I'm a millionaire. I got a Rolls Royce dealership. Do I make more money if there's billionaires? Yes, because the billionaires are going to buy the Rolls Royces. The billionaires are going to buy the Cadillac. The billionaires are going to buy the Mercedes Benz. The workers going to get paid for working for the Mercedes Benz. The mechanics get paid. The auto people that make the cars are going to get paid because the money trickles down. Now, if you don't got no money, nothing's trickling down. A country is a business, and you need people about money to run the country. It's the billionaires that want to put up the money and go take that oil from them Iranians. That's what this is. They're going to take the oil from them. They're like, you foul, we don't get along with you, and since we don't get along with you, since you've been mistreating your people, we're going to liberate your people. We're going to take the oil. The oil is the benefit of us liberating your people. You say the billionaires got it locked up. I just don't believe that. I believe that the Democrats don't do nothing but provide for us to go to work every goddamn day. That's it. They say, oh, we provide jobs, but they don't provide no money. Just a job, and then you happy, oh, I got a job. I could go to work every day like that. To me, the Democratic Party ain't about no money. To me. For example, I've had a whole bunch of people say, well, the Republicans getting this money, they need to give us reparations. They need to give us reparations. But when the black man was in there, I didn't see y'all saying Obama need to give us reparations. His black ass, you didn't put no pressure on his black ass, him and Michelle. And y'all still love Michelle and him. And he ain't gave us a dime. How you putting the pressure on the white presidents, you ain't put it on the black dude. His ass is black. He got in there putting up gay flags and promoting LGBTQ and didn't do nothing. He went and targeted special interest groups that was gay, but he didn't deal with black people as a special interest group. All of a sudden, like, no, I can't do blacks. Y'all just Americans. So, you're an American. But they're special. They're gay. And he put all the emphasis on gay people, but he didn't put no emphasis on blacks. As an entrepreneur and a businessman, I like the Republicans. To me, the Republicans create more opportunity to make money and do well. The Democrats is for the working man. All you're gonna have is a goddamn job, and you're gonna happy, and you're gonna think things is better because you're gonna go to work and make a little bit of money. But you ain't gonna get rich now under the Democrats. You're gonna get rich under the Republicans. That's just how I'm starting to look at it. Because I can't get no money if it ain't no money in the pot. Like Trump. Let's say you like Trump. Trump going over there getting money from them, put it in the pot. It's my responsibility to get some of this oil money. When he get the money and come over here, that's my responsibility to get in where I fit in and get some of that money. Because there's going to be a lot of money floating around. Money don't lock in. Money floats around. Money don't lock in. Money floats. And you can't get no money if it ain't no money. And I'm looking at the Democrats always on some broke shit. I ain't lying. Like working. I don't want to get into Jesse Jackson. We ain't going to get into that. Because a lot of people that love Martin Luther King don't like Jesse Jackson. And I'm going to leave that there. Okay? So we ain't going to get into that. You know, because people like me, we don't fuck with Jesse Jackson. Okay? I'm going to just leave that there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You did right. Yeah, we don't mess with dude. Yeah, Mod, stay on top of stuff like that because we don't mess with dude. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Quaylen, you're on top of it. You know who to get rid of. And then when you get rid of them, let me know so I won't be talking about them and they gone already because I'm on StreamYard, so I still see them. But they be gone off of YouTube. So let me know when you get somebody out of here. Let me know. But yeah, no. I don't even want to get onto Jesse because he just passed away. So I'm giving the family some air. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, nah. Biden put tethers in the DOJ and not foundational Black Americans. Biden put all tethers in office that don't really mess with us. They'll go and put Black immigrants, Blacks that ain't foundational Black America, because they know they go against us. That's what the Democrats do. They don't put foundational Black. Listen, a lot of Black foreigners is our enemy. They don't like us. They come over here. They compete against us. They don't relate to us. And they'll ride with white America against us. Okay? That's a fact. And that's who Biden put in office, a bunch of sellouts from other countries that ain't got out. They ain't got no best interest. Nobody from no Africa, nowhere got no best interest for Black people in Alabama like that, in Mississippi and Chicago. They don't care nothing about us. Damn near all them Blacks, none of them ain't foundational Black. They all sellouts. They all foreign sellouts. They ain't been through they ain't been through our Black struggle. So you ain't gonna fight for our struggle. They ain't been through it. They just came. I am happy to be here, Mr. President. I'm happy to be here. That's all they are. They ain't on nothing. They just got brown skin. They enemies. You know what I'm saying? Them is enemies. They put them in there because they're going to tap dance. They ain't had no, the blacks they put in office, they ain't been in no struggle with white Americans. They know we really trying to make gains, and then we know they ain't going to do nothing, so they ain't worried about them. They ain't worried about nobody that's African or Caribbean descent. They ain't worried about them. They ain't on nothing. They ain't no threat to nothing. They ain't no threat. They ain't in a competition. They just happy to get somewhere. As far as I'm concerned, America's been real great for black Americans. Black Americans just ain't went and got the bag. Black Americans went out there and got on substance abuse. Black Americans went out there, started gangbanging and going to jail and stuff. Black Americans didn't take marriage sacred and stay in a good marriage and buy homes and do that, start playing around, become alcoholics and all that. I bet he did. I bet he did. You know, they don't be letting no blacks from down south get in no office down there. Look at Mississippi, where they trying to take Jackson, Mississippi, because it's the capital. And then the state came and took Jackson, Mississippi, and siphoning all of the economics to the suburbs. That's what they be wanting to do here in Chicago. That's why we be trying to put foundational black Americans in power, because if a European person becomes mayor, he takes the money out the city and sends it to the whites in the suburbs and sucks the city dry. In some cases, but in some cases, he get the money going. In some cases, a white politician get money, make money come into the city too. So I'm not going to generalize, because in some cases they get the money coming. They get the transportation money for transportation, money for airports, money coming in. And then you just got to go get it. And one of the problems with foundational black Americans, they don't go get the money when the money come in. As a group, you don't go get the money when the money come in. You don't even help the foundational black Americans that go get the money. If we go get the money and we want to open up a radio station, you won't even bring your black ass to work. There was a brother, he was seeing the Mexicans cut all the grass. So he said, you know what? These Mexicans is in the black neighborhood taking all this money to black neighborhood doing this landscaping. So he started a landscaping business, a black one. And he hired all blacks. They didn't come to work. Hey, on everything I love. I was on live and I was talking about the Mexicans in the neighborhood. This is a fact. I was talking about, and when I was taking care of my father in that neighborhood, Mexicans was all on the block doing all the grass. One time, the Mexican opened up our gate and went to do something, and we didn't hire you. Why are you on this side of the gate? You can't just come in my yard. So me and Amigo, I had to let Amigo come. If I catch you in his yard again, adios. Or I mean, it was gonna be, bro, don't come in this yard. We ain't hire you. They hired you. Do whatever you got to do in their yard. So one day I'm driving down the street, down 111th, and I see a big lawn service trailer on the back of a truck, and it was in red, black, gold, and green, the black colors. So I made a U-turn and went, and it was a brother. And I was like, wow. So I said, listen, I want you to come to my father's house, because I found a black landscape, so I didn't have to pay the Mexican. So I told the brother, I got the information, called him. He came to the house. He did the grass. So let's say he do the grass Friday. He's supposed to come in 2 weeks back on Friday. The first time he came, did the grass. 2 weeks later, he ain't show up. He ain't show up. I'm calling him all that day. Where you at? He ain't answer the phone. The next day coming, oh brother, my bad. Da da da. So he came the next day, cut the grass. The next time, he ain't show up again. With all that red, black, and green and gold, all the pro-black colors, dude didn't come. I had to fire. He never showed up. The Mexicans, every day, every time they supposed to be there, they on the block. They knock them houses out and they gone. They hit the block. They don't talk. They don't socialize. They roll them lawnmowers and stuff like that. Yeah. Gone. You see them 4 months later, they got a bigger truck. They got a bigger cage in the back where they got more lawnmowers. The black one, what? It's a foundational Black American dude. Didn't show up. And it was that brother in California. He went and he did that and he hired all them blacks. And guess what? He wanted to do it because he seen the Mexicans in our neighborhood. And he said, they'll cut all the grass. They'll end up buying the houses, the available houses. So he started a black lawn service. Hired black dudes. They never came to work. Guess what he had to do? He said, I had to hire Mexicans. He had to hire Mexicans for a black lawn service. And you know what happened? The Mexicans saved their money and did what? Bought a little pickup truck and some lawnmowers. And one day they didn't come back either, did they? And next thing he looked up, they was cutting where he used to be cutting at because they got employees and he don't. I never said all of us was black people. I was good because I hired them. See what I'm saying? But you have to admit, black women going to African women get their hair done. Why we not doing the hair? How we let African women come over and take over the hair business? When I was little, my mama used to go to beauty shop. Black women ran the beauty shop. Black American men ran the barber shops. They come back with more equipment to make it easier and make it faster. And I'm telling you, Queen, hire some black people to do a job. You'll see what I'm talking about. I bet you they ain't gonna do it right. If you hire 5, 1 or 2 might do it right, but all 5 of them ain't. I know you was joking, but you know I ain't lying. You know I ain't lying. I'm saying all that to say that when if the Republicans do go get the money, foundational Black Americans don't go get it. They think somebody gonna bring it to their house. So I kind of believe, to me, I might be wrong. But to me, the Democrats, they're just all social to me. I might be wrong. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. I might be wrong. But to me, the Democrats is all social, just social issues, social, and no economics. To me, am I wrong? The Democrats be pushing economical issues? No, the Democrats are talking about who gay and females and having a transgenders go to the bathroom with that's the kind of stuff they always be talking about. To me, just social issues, social issues. Every time they talk to black people, it's always social. They don't never talk to us about no economics. To me, if I'm wrong, y'all tell me. If I'm wrong, I don't know. That's the impression I got. So I might be wrong, but why I got that impression then? See what I'm saying? That's the impression I got. Do I got the wrong impression? That's why I wanted to talk. I wanted y'all to straighten me out. Like, straighten me out. You know what I mean? Like, nah, bro, you got the wrong impression. Am I tripping? Because one thing, I trust my audience. I'm with you telling me I'm tripping. I'm with that. I'm with that. As long as you do it respectful, be like, nah, bro, you tripping. I'm with that. You ain't got to be like, no, you stupid. You ain't got to do all that. I ain't finna call you all that. If you say I'm tripping, I ain't going to call you stupid. I'm going to be like, what you mean I'm tripping, right? But I'm not going to call you out your name. Some of you brothers, when you get in a discussion, leave the name calling out and just stick with the discussion. Why you got to call somebody else out their name because you disagree? That's crazy. Am I tripping? Yes or no? Am I tripping? That's all man, they totally destroyed it. All the bathrooms gender neutral. It's uncomfortable for women and children change their clothes. Little girls installed next to me. And see what I'm saying? I'm just trying to see Alden. Am I tripping? That's every time they run for office, they don't never talk about no money. Democrats. Unless I'm crazy, they don't never talk about no bread, no money. I believe black Americans can make more money under Trump than under a Democrat. I just believe that. I believe Trump about the bag. And I don't believe when the money comes that we can't get none. I think we don't be trying to get it. That's what I think. I think the money come, and I think we say that the money only come for them, but I don't believe we're in the mentality to go get it. You know, I've had situations where I took money and spent money to go in the studio, and then the brothers come in the studio, right? They don't understand I'm spending all this money. They in there playing. They not trying to get the bag. So I'm gonna tell the fact with foundational Black Americans, if you're one of the ones trying to get the bag, you can't find other foundational Black Americans trying to get the bag. They messed the bag up. 50 had to go get a bunch of white dudes to get where he had to get. Look at 50. Why Jermaine Dupri and all them ain't in that type of position? They was making money. Why Dr. Dre had to go work with the white dude and couldn't work with Suge? Because Suge was an idiot. Suge was running around doing goofy. Suge wasn't. Suge supposed to be big. What? Listen, what was Suge and Diddy doing? While the white dudes is trying to build up money and get what they trying to get, what Suge and Diddy did? Stupid shit. Socializing, right? Right? What I say? Economics versus social issues. And what's the black man and black woman? Economic or social? Social. Social. Tell me I'm lying. I could find three brothers that want to go socialize this weekend for sure. But I cannot find three brothers that want to do economics. But they all about socialize. Social, 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 social. And that's the Democratic Party. Social, 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 social. Look, very few black people, but me saying Trump over there trying to get money. Everybody like, he don't know what he doing. He over there trying to get money. He see that they mistreating them people. He see that 85% of them people don't want to be under fanatical Islam. And he see, y'all doing all this fanatical Islam with all this oil over here, y'all stupid. So we going in, smashing that, liberate them people and get the bag. So people like, he wasting money, go to war. Black people think he wasting money, go to war. And I'm like, how he wasting money going to war with trillions and trillions of dollars worth of oil? Yes, them billionaires is going to give him money to go to war. He bringing back trillions. Boy, they don't care if it costs $2 trillion. Would you spend $2 trillion to get hundreds of trillions? They like this. They say, well, the military getting decimated. Like, we don't care. We getting trillions. We're going to build a whole new military with that oil money. Oh, a ship went down. Oh, well, that's sad. Especially if we lost some men. But we over here getting enough money to get how many more warships? Come on. He over there getting the money. Look, tell me Trump ain't over there getting the money. He blowing up everything but the oil. Who blowing up the oil? The po-ass Iranians blowing up the oil. Trump like, no, I'm blowing y'all up. I'm blowing up y'all weapons. I ain't blowing up this oil. Hey, Trump went to that island that's got a lot of oil, the Karg Island, and blew up everything but the oil. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. He blew up everything but what? When he went to the Karg Island. He blew up everything over there but what? The oil. He blew up all the military. He ain't touched the oil. The Iranians blowing up the oil like, we'll blow it up before we let you take it from us. But Trump and them like, that's all right, it's still in the ground. You just blowing up the stuff on the top to get the oil. We'll build that back. So go ahead. Yeah, we prefer you don't, but the oil's in the ground. You can't blow up the oil. You could just blow up the oil getter. You could blow up the oil tanks and the oil getter, but you can't blow up the oil. We coming to get this oil. The oil's in the ground. We coming to get this oil. We're going to liberate your people and we're going to liberate this oil. Yeah, we're going to liberate your people and we're going to liberate this oil. That's why the Saudis like, we in. Why you think the Saudis sounds like, yeah, you bet that. Bet that. We'll help y'all manage it. We close over here. This is what we do. This is what the Saudis on. The Saudis like, we'll help y'all when you take Iran. You don't want to manage it? Hit us some bread. We'll manage it for you. Just give us the military to manage it. Watch how much military money the Saudis going to get when America take that. They're going to let the Saudis control it. They said, listen, we don't need no white faces over there. We need some Middle Eastern faces over there so the Middle Eastern people don't get upset. So listen, we can split the bag. Okay, we already doing business, and we'll give you the military to protect it. You know what I'm saying? And we just split it, 60-40. You get 40, we get to 60, or 30-70. Decide like we'll take the 30. We need the 70 because we got to put money in the military. So it's really 30-30 and 40 for the military. Bad. We split, you take 30, we take 30, the other 40 we put in the US military, and some of your military, we give you 10 out of that 40, we 30 out that 40 to make sure we got the military to defend it. Just like you got money and you got a bank. A bank got security, bank got to pay light bills, the bank, you got to spend money to have a bank to have the money in it. They over there taking that oil. So that's why I didn't really get emotional over the war, because I know it's gangsters. This is a gangster. It's just the highest level of gangsters. This is a gangster move. Because that's what one of my friends was saying. He said, so you support the gangster move? I said, all this is gangster. We gangsters already. What do you mean? We already in it. He's like, dang, Pharaoh, I ain't think about it like that. Yes, everything we getting from gangster stuff. The black man had to adapt in the United States and realize this was gangster. And that's when the black man did better in this country. The black man didn't do better in this country till he realized that this is gangster. Tell me I'm lying. How did the black man come up in New York, Chicago, Los Angeles? He had to learn. That's how. That's how. He had to learn. And that's the only reason you all adopted in these countries. That's the only way. That's what all this is about, including slavery. None of that was based on nothing but gangster activity. It's a fact. And that's what's going on in the Middle East. What you see in the Middle East is gangster activity. They're taking that from them. And people say, bro, that's wrong. I know, but this whole thing is already wrong already. This whole world is already wrong. It's already wrong. And for the black man to make it, he had to adapt. He had to adapt to that mentality. Yeah, they taking Cuba, but these countries can't manage themselves. So it's not like they just taking Cuba. Cuba cannot manage itself. The Russians can't afford to take care of it, and it's too close to the United States. Russia's ain't got no money. They all their money tied up with the Ukraine. America knows that. He's on the dark side, but Trump's one of the greatest U.S. presidents ever. If you just want me to be honest, Donald Trump is one of the greatest U.S. presidents ever. That's a fact, especially in modern times. Donald Trump is a president that's willing to have a bad reputation for America. He called them smart and a high IQ because you always recognize your opponent's ability. And the Iranians have been very smart the way they've been functioning, the way they closed down the Strait of Hormuz and all that. He respect their gangster. That's basically what he's saying. He's still gonna beat them, but he respect their gangster because anybody else would be through already. Other nations can take care of themselves just fine. The problem is the U.S. overthrow and destroy other nations. No, other nations take care of themselves. It's not about that. America's gangster, so we go take it like we supposed to. They don't go overthrow and destroy nations. They go take your stuff. You got to say it the right way. I mean, it's negative, but say the right negative attribution, Mr. Money Moves. I agree it's negative, but not that negative you say. They don't go just overthrow and destroy your country. They go take your stuff. If you ain't got nothing, they don't come. If they just want to overthrow and take stuff, they would just mess with broke countries, right? You know how much oil in Iran? Not to mention, you know Iran's an op, right? So it ain't like they just picking on Iran. Iran is an enemy. Been an enemy since I was a baby. Iran is an op. Iran's not innocent. Iran is an enemy of the United States. And if they had the power, Iranian, they would blow you up, Mr. Money. If they had the power, they'll blow you up. Am I lying? Iranian radicals wouldn't blow you up if they had the power. You don't believe they'll blow everything up over here? Everyone for our security forces make sure they don't get over here. You don't believe they'll blow America up? So I don't know how you say they overthrow other people when some of them people overthrow people just for religious beliefs. They go unalive people just in the name of religion. They don't even have nothing to do with no money. I'm just saying. Some of them religious fanatics, say, so okay, so what about all of them religious people that's in Africa? Unalize them Africans. In Darfur. What about Darfur when them Islamic radicals, you know what I'm saying? They in East Africa doing all that for no money. Just on some religious weirdo stuff. $75 to 85% of the people in Iran hate the country. America's just going in there, liberate them people, and do some money moves. That's it. They ain't doing nothing wicked. I'm telling you, what they're doing is really righteous. They liberating them people. Them people don't want to live over there. Iran is a horrible country, man. Iran is not righteous. Iran is over there trying to force people to be religious. And them Iranians don't want to do that. They don't want nobody telling them what they got to dress, what they got to wear, how many times they got to pray. They don't want to do that. So it's a situation where it's a whole lot of money over there. You over there mistreating your people. I can go over there, liberate your people, and get a bag. That's the facts. Anybody's not telling you that, don't know what they're talking about. America only went over there because Iran got sloppy and let the world know how bad they was mistreating their own people. If Iran would have kept everything in check, they would have just been fine. You say, Pharaoh, how do they know what Iran was doing? Because all the Iranians ran over here and ran to England and ran everywhere. And they know, why y'all run over here? Because we can't live over there no more. Why you think Iranians is here in Chicago protesting Iran? Iranians is in Chicago protesting the Iranian government, say they hate it and they love Trump and they can't wait till he destroy that government so they can go home. When Trump destroyed that government, Iranians all over the world are going to go back home. Look it up. You don't know what you're talking about. Go live in another country. Our infrastructure is better than most of the infrastructure in the whole world. What are you talking about? You been to Jamaica? You been to Cuba? You been to Russia? You been to London? Where you been, Mr. Money? You ain't been nowhere. If you live in America, you're living in one of the best countries in the world. I don't know what you're talking about. He said, he ain't been, you been somewhere? He said, our infrastructure is crap and the economy is, boy, bruh, you don't know what you're talking about. Mr. Money. No. It's like my daddy told me. He said, boy, if you go to some of these other countries, when you come back to America, you're going to kiss the ground. Go to some of these other countries. Go to Jamaica. Go to Trinidad. Go to Cuba. Go to South America. Pick a place. Go to South Central America. Matter of fact, you ain't even got to do that. Go on the internet right now and look up sexy women in where they go down there to see the women. Go look at the sexy women in where the place y'all where they go to chase the girls say they cheap. Where they always talking about going and all these women. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The DR. Hey, go right now. It only take a second. Go to YouTube, search women in the DR, Dominican Republic. And when you look at the women, look at the infrastructure, look at the buildings, and come back. Go right now. Hey, go right now. Go right now. It only gonna take you a second. And search the DR and go look at them women that they say so fine and all that. And you're gonna see they not fine. Dudes just going because them girls is busted down and broke. They out of shape. They look like they eat potatoes all the time. They ain't really they not fine. You're gonna see you're gonna see 200 women, you're gonna see one or two that look decent. And then look at the buildings they walking past. Look at the roads, look at the cars, and look at the DR. It's raggedy as hell. Go look at the DR. Go look at Brazil. Go look at Colombia. Go look at Jamaica. Go look at Trinidad. Go look at Russia. I seen Russia last year, whatever. Remember that Russia had that emergency and all them ambulance came? I seen them old ass ambulance and the vans, the medical, the ambulance van. I said, look at this all. Man, listen. I said, Russia? What? Man, they stuff look like 1980s. I ain't lying. They ambulances look like old rental truck, rent like cars we used to rent in the 90s. I ain't lying. I ain't lying. Russia light years behind the US. Boy, you better ask somebody. Go search Russian ambulance. go, go look at it. I ain't lying. Go look at it. France, the Eiffel Tower, the ghetto right here, and a block and a half that way is Eiffel Tower. You say Trump is so genius, he got all his college degrees revoked. That's a good point you make. You got to understand that it's called a Trump administration. Okay? So, Nirvana, you got to understand it's called the Trump administration. So, let me ask you something. What about them billionaires that fund him? Are they dumb? You ever see? Oh, wait. Hold on. I'm going to teach y'all something. So, what you got to know about Trump, when y'all watch Trump, right? Let me give you some game. When you watch Trump and he signed a bill, don't stare at him. Stare at the people standing around him. What's up with these dudes standing around him, though? Because them the movers and the shakers. All right? These the movers and the shakers. Y'all think they dumb? I'm just saying. Y'all think they dumb? I'm trying to teach y'all game. Look how they looking at him. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Y'all gonna learn today, boy. You ride with Big Pharaoh. Look, let me teach y'all something about government. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. My audience is the smartest audience on this social media. On my soul. Y'all, when y'all watch these bills and y'all watch these politicians, right? Stop staring at the main politician. Stop staring at them. You're not seeing what's going on. If you want to know what's going on in your country, when your politicians sign a bill, if you want to know if there's any sense behind it, if it make any sense, right? You look at the surrounding characters. That'll tell you what's going on. And if you're a good judge of character, okay, to your right, you see the guy with the glasses on, with the blue tie, and you see next to him the one with the red tie. How are they looking at him? No, those is not Trump do boys. Those are the bosses. They're the church. Look at the two men on his right. Do they look like do boys? The way they looking at him? Look how they're looking at him. This picture says he works for them. This picture They are not looking at him like they work for him. They are looking at him like he worked for them. If y'all know what bosses look like, if you know what bosses look like, look at the two to his right. When you're looking at your right, the one in the red tie and the blue, they look like flunkies. Do those look like flunkies? Look at the one directly behind him in the military. Now, Nirvana, you're not learning much because you're already stuck on something. So you're really just wasting your time over here. You're not learning nothing because you're hell bent, right? They are Congress and they are afraid of him. And so they was afraid of Kennedy too. What happened to Kennedy? They was afraid of Reagan. What happened to Reagan? They was afraid of Lincoln. What happened to Lincoln? Let me tell you, some people not learning, so y'all listening to me. These men are not afraid of him. He works for them. He represents them. They the ones with the bag. They the ones make everything happen. They the ones finance the campaign. He don't finance no campaign. Okay, you wasting our time over here. Yeah, you're not good for my audience, Nirvana. You're a waste of time. Keep Nirvana quiet. She's bad for the audience. She's immature. I got my mods. Keep. She's bad for my audience. She's if that's really her. That's probably somebody else. But I'm not doing. That's just unintelligent, childish. I I don't have time for that. We trying to have intelligent conversation. Nirvana is childish and immature. Bad for my audience. This is for intellectuals. We're not doing, we're not doing the weirdo stuff. This is the same government. This is the same government of Reagan and Kennedy. And Kennedy got shot and Reagan got shot because they didn't recognize that. It's the same government, the exact same government. And if he don't act right, he'll find out. It's the same government. A dare to search. They teach you that the president is a dictator. And so even though I'm showing them dare to search, some people just refuse to see what I'm showing them. So you might dare to search, you might just refuse to admit what I'm showing you. Maybe you're just fighting it. But clearly, if you look at posture, you know anything about posture, you would know that these aren't flunkies. These men are not postured like flunkies. Now you're a female, and maybe some things only men know. Maybe women you don't. Y'all not military like that, but men know these postures. If you're a man, men that's watching this, what's the postures of these men standing around Trump? The government didn't approve the Bay of Pigs in Cuba either. Not like that. Kennedy just did that. on his own. I'm just showing them the posture. What you think about these men posture there to search? These men look like followers because Trump looks like the follower. It look like they're saying, yeah, sign it. That's what I see. I see them like, yeah, sign that. That's what it looked like to me. They looking at him like, yeah, sign it. That's what it looked like to me. You don't see that? They don't look like they saying sign it right there. What did it look like to me? But I'm a man, so I know what I'm looking at. I know what I'm looking at. I see who's in control. They like sign that right there. Yeah, that's a good boy. Especially them two on the right. That's why I picked them out. Look at them two on the right. Look at their posture compared to everybody else. Look how they looking. The one in the blue tie and the red tie. Boy, that ain't no boy, that's some gangster military right there. Look at the one behind the one in the glass with the gray hair. Look at that frown on his face. He in the second row to your left with the gray hair. You can only see part of his face. Look at his eyes. Look at the one on the far right that's standing by himself. That's got the light blue tie in like the third row on your right. Look at him. He look like a punk. Yeah, I know. He wrote Project 2025. Anytime y'all see the president sign something, look at the men around him. If you want to get knowledge, you can never focus on the focal point of a picture. So anytime you look at a picture, the way they get you don't learn nothing, they have a focal point. To really get knowledge, you got to look at the rest of the picture. The focal point is not going to tell you what the picture is about. That's for any picture. The focal point is designed for you not to see what's going on. To see what's going on, or like if you're in the streets, like if I'm in the streets and I meet a dude and he with two more dudes, the main ones you want to focus on is the two dudes he with. That's what's gonna tell you what's going on. The dude you're trying to meet is not gonna show you what he's on, but the two that's with him will give away if it's safe to be there because their expression, they secondary. He's the main, so his expression is what he wants you to focus on. They not gonna be able to be like the main character. They gonna still be whatever the mission is. So if the mission is to get rid of you, they gonna look like the mission is to get rid of you. Only the one you mean is gonna be smiling and grinning. But the two hitmen with him is not gonna be smiling at all. And this is how we say this is how you gotta be safe on the streets. You gotta look at the background singers, not the lead singer. Don't say I didn't don't say I didn't tell you. And you can look at this picture and see the president is just a focal point. They're the ones that go tell you what the government gonna do. They ain't the government. Once you see politicians have to raise money, that's all you need to know, right? Because what? He who has the goal makes the rule. So the people that give you the money to run, they the ones run things. The only way you run stuff is if you can fund your own campaign. If somebody else got to pay for it, you don't run nothing.